At this point, I don't think anybody can be surprised by this news. Microsoft further putting their foot in their mouth, even when they're trying to explain something in a way that people can maybe understand. I think people are never ever going to forgive Microsoft for what they've been doing, and I don't think that things are going to get better for them no matter what they do. I'm sure they think they can just put on some kind of showcase that'll blow minds and that everything will be forgiven. But I honestly don't think that's going to be the case at all. And, you know, unfortunately, I feel like what's going on right now is, you know, you have the hardcore fans of Xbox who are trying to, like, damage control things. They're trying to make it seem like it's not that bad. You know, and that's what it is. You know, it's like they're going to do what they're going to do. They cover, oh, this is not Phil's fault. It's coming from the top. I mean, literally, Phil only answers to two people, Satya Nadella and Amy Hood. That's it. All the decisions, Game Pass was his, buying Minecraft was his, buying Activision was his, buying, you know, ZeniMax was him. So all of these things are, you know, Phil Spencer. And when you're a leader, you take responsibility for that stuff, you know, head on. So there's various different leaders at Xbox. Of course, Sarah Bond, one of them, Matt Booty, one of them, Phil Spencer. So Sarah Bond gave an absolutely incoherent explanation for why the Hi-Fi Rush studio closed. Absolutely asinine, and I'm going to link this. You guys have to see this. I thought politicians were bad. This might have been the most nonsensical bullshit I've ever seen in my life. So the gaming world obviously is still reeling from the announcement that Microsoft was closing Tango Gameworks, the studio behind last year's big Xbox hit, Hi-Fi Rush, which won multiple awards. It was one of the best reviewed games of the year and was beloved by fans. Everyone's been asking why. Why do this? And now we have at least one executive trying and utterly failing to answer that question. That would be unfortunate for her. Sarah Bond, the president of Xbox, this woman's only been working for Microsoft for 7 years, and she's already the president of Xbox and just one step below Phil Spencer. That, utterly ridiculous. Everyone's been very curious about this. What's going on? She was asked a question at a Bloomberg Tech event this week. Her answer has gone viral, or rather non-answer, as she offers no explanation and rambles in corporate PR speak without saying anything at all. It's such a poor answer with apparently zero prep on Microsoft's end. It's almost unbelievable, and I'm going to link it so you guys can check it out. So this is what she said, right? She was asked about the studio closures and things like that. So you might think she would go, yeah, we loved Hi-Fi Rush and Tango Gameworks, but, you know, it's really sad that that happened, and I feel for all the people. But what does she say? Here's her response, and I quote, you know, one of the things I really love about the games industry is it's a creative art form, and it means that the situation and the success is for each games and studios is really unique. There's no one size fits all to it for us. And so we look at each studio, each game, and we look at a full variety of factors when we're faced with making decisions of trade-offs like that. But it all comes back to our long-term commitment to the games we create, the devices we build, the services, and make sure we're getting ourselves up to make sure we're able to deliver on those promises. So she looked uncomfortable giving the answer, but here's the thing, and I know for a fact that Microsoft has just a ton of PR people. They're constantly, you know, going over PR stuff, going over what to say. So this sounds very much like one of those situations, you know what I mean, where that's sort of like how it is. So the situation and what success is for each game and studio is really unique. So it seems to imply that Microsoft views Hi-Fi Rush as a failure on some sort of unexplained level, despite claiming it was an unqualified success after its launch and widespread positive reception. When she says we look at each studio, each game, and we look at a full variety of factors when we're faced with making decisions and trade-offs, this goes into the idea that Microsoft is refocusing on its larger IP, and there will likely be less room for smaller games, even acclaimed ones from talented teams, and they cut Tango because they were years away from a new game still. Those are behind the scenes reports, but could be what she's alluding to here. Calling the shutdown a trade-off is still completely freaking absurd to think about, though. what are we getting in this trade-off exactly? So it all comes back to our long-term commitment to games we create, the devices we build, the services, and make sure we're setting ourselves up to make sure we're able to deliver on those promises, which is just pure corporate speak. At this point, some sort of generic sentiment about how they're a business and they have to do businessy things like shutdowns and layoffs to keep functioning as a business. Awesome, great. Nice to see you guys screw over more people so you can get an extra bonus this year. There's no explanation as to why Tango, why Hi-Fi Rush Studios specifically, why with all the money that Microsoft has, why would they not choose to further invest into a place that gave them arguably the best exclusive of the entire current Xbox generation? By the way, they turned that best exclusive into a freaking multi-platform game anyway. So the lone bright spot that we've had this entire generation, Microsoft gave us a finger anyway. They gave us a big FU. So nice to see that as well. Understand why they wouldn't say the reason outright, but I doubt it would be remotely satisfying and probably make them look worse. But saying what Sarah Bond said here is almost more insulting, and Tango is indeed insulted. They've had the project manager post a picture of all the awards that Hi-Fi Rush posted and said not enough, question mark. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think it's absolutely asinine what they've done. She doesn't get a free pass because of who she is or anything like that. If you're the president of Xbox like she is, then you are fully able to take the brunt of this. I know people really like to prop her up for whatever reason, and to me, treating her any different than you're treating Matt Booty or Phil Spencer, who are also equally to blame, just would not be right. And so therefore, what you're kind of looking at is a situation where she is to blame. She was unprepared, you know what I mean? And she did a piss poor job out there, right? So that's not how you handle that when there's people affected like that. You have, you can't just not keep people in the loop. And that's the really sad part about all of this is like Xbox fans are clearly out of the loop when anything is considered, right? Like we should be in the loop. Because when it comes down to like gamers and what they want and what they get and these types of things, I think that it always pays to listen to what they are saying, right? Like it doesn't make sense to avoid them and to not listen to what they're saying. Like it really just has to have to kind of come out there and listen to what the fans want, because that's going to make you the most money at the end of the day. Pushing a corporate agenda, that gets you an Xbox One situation. So I think they need to really rethink some things, but all of these people in Xbox executive land need to go like yesterday. Let me know what you guys think. Check it out. Rack 'em up. Crap Gamer out.